Hey, how y'all doing? This is Kellen with Zooland Barbers. I'm coming to you today, and today I'm going to talk about a topic. Somebody in my comments left a message, and they asked me to talk about the awkwardness stage of the dog. So I can only go off my experiences and what I dealt with my two dogs and dealing with a large breed of dog. So off top, what you need to know is people not playing when they say the dog grow fast. That is very true, because from when you first get a puppy at 8 or 9 weeks, man, that puppy overnight gonna start shooting up, especially large breed dogs. So with my dogs, what I meant by they go through an awkward stage is from 3 months to 6 months, they get that where they grow so fast. For instance, your puppy might be nice and compact when you first get it at 8 or 9 weeks old. Real short, real stocky, or either big and stocky, they got their baby weight on them. But just like a teenager, once they start to grow, they start to get lanky. With dogs, their arms grow, like for instance with mine. With Zeus, his rear shot up real fast and his front end did not catch up. So it was like he had a high rear. With Nova, hers was totally opposite. With her whole body shot up, but her head stayed small. So when I say they go through an awkward stage, that's what I mean. Also, what you want to keep in mind, because they bones grow so fast that they joints and they muscles don't catch up. So with that, and then that stage, what people told me when I had my dogs at that age is make sure that you keep them lean. You don't want to pack on too much weight too fast, because you'll mess up their joints. And the older they get, once they get like 2-3 years old, you'll mess up their joints because you packed the weight on them so early that their body didn't have time to recoup. So when I say the awkward stage, it's just like they'll get real tall and then they'll get like lean, lanky. That's how mine's did. Nova got real tall. By the time she was 8-9 months, she was the same height as Zeus, and they 4 months apart. So she shot up way faster than Zeus did. So with her, if you look at some of my older videos, you will see when she like 8-9 months, man, she was like real slim but tall. She was the same height as Zeus, but real slim and lanky like. Also, they feet, Zeus' feet, it was so big that it like he had on flip-flops, because at 8-9 months, his feet were real big because his body, he ain't filled out yet. So the older that they get, their body will fill out. But like I say, you want to keep in mind, because a lot of people told me this, and I took heed to it and I listened. When they was telling me that you don't want to pack weight on them. You want to try to keep them lean as possible. You know, a nice weight where your dog can move around. You don't want to make them, because a lot of people, what I see what they do, they try to pack on late, especially with the massive breeds, to make it where they got the biggest dog. But you want to make sure that that dog is growing properly. At the same time, that dog is getting everything that it needs, as far as make sure you feeding them a nice quality dog food, whatever supplements you got, do that. Also, that's what I did too. I also gave them joint supplements to help them along the way. I don't even remember what I used, but it's at Tractor Supply. I think For Healthy, something like it's at Tractor Supply though, for the joint supplements I gave them. So I did that, man. Anything that I could read on or do research on about what could possibly help the dog along the way. Also, when your dog growing and they grow real fast, sometimes they might get a little limp. Like Zeus got a little limp, and I took him to the vet for that because I was thinking something was wrong, but they call it growing pains. So sometimes your dog grow too fast and everything not catching up, because their bones are steady growing, but their joints are, it's still a puppy. Because you'll have a big puppy that's 100 pounds. So with Zeus, when I took him to the vet, what was going on with him is his feet were real big, but it's like his feet grew, but his body didn't grow. Then all of a sudden, his rear end shot up real fast. Then about a month or two later, then his front end. But his head was you could tell that he was still a puppy because his head was small. And then his head really, within the last, I say 6 months, his head is filling out. His His arms, you can tell like his arms, his forearms are getting bigger and bigger. His rear end is really just now filling out, and Zeus is 27 months. He was 2 years in May and now it's August. So, and Nova will be 2 September the 11th. And so, man, you know, they really just now really filling out. And they say they don't stop filling out till they 3. So, make sure you keep that in mind, man. Also, if your dog going through them growing pains, man, if it's something that you can't do at home, make sure you take him to the vet. So I took Zeus to the vet, and my vet is the one that told me all of this information about with large breed dogs, they tend to do that. If the dog grow too fast, not all dogs. And then also all big dogs don't go through that awkward phase. So keep that in mind. Mine just did, and that's why I said in the previous video that I wasn't gonna let them link. But I end up because I didn't like what I was seeing as far as the awkward stage. And that was early on when they were puppies. Once they start getting older and developing, I started seeing and I started appreciating what I was seeing as far as what they had to offer. You know, to me, like I said in the previous video, they complemented each other a lot. And I like what I seen in Zeus that Nova didn't have and vice versa. To me, Zeus doesn't have or didn't have the best rear, but Nova did. And Nova didn't have a big chest, but Zeus did. So I felt that the puppies, you know, they'll make some good puppies. So once I started seeing they feel like they really complement each other a lot because they the same height, basically the same body structure, same head, same everything. Zeus got a good front end with it look like he's making a fist because this is how his front paws are. And man, I really like that. But he got real tight feet, real tight head. Also, when they puppies, man, with Nova, when she was a puppy, her ears were extra long. But once they head start filling in and getting bigger, then you will see, okay, I can see it. For instance, Nova, when she started getting taller, her chest didn't never drop. So it was like she had a little bitty chest. Then the older she got and she started blossoming, man, her chest dropped. And I was like, yo, they're gonna be awesome. But if you look at them now, you compare Zeus and Nova, man, they really look like, you could tell they the same breed of dog, they the same everything, cause they look identical. And when people say with Barbers, you got 4 different types, yeah, you do, but both of mine are the same type. As far as that big blocky head, that I guess you call it the bulldog type, or I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, please don't. You know, I will try to get the correct information to y'all in the next video, so please don't quote me on what I said. You know how some folk criticize everything. So with that, man, like I said, I'm trying to see if I ran through everything as far as when people talk about the awkward stage. Let me see. I mentioned the head, I mentioned their legs, I mentioned, that awkward stage, because it's basically a preteen. So that's basically what it is. If you have kids or you watch kids grow, then you will know that when they preteens, man, they get to be rebellious. Your dog will do that, kind of get rebellious. They'll listen to you as they puppies. Once they get in that 6 month to a year stage, they might go through I say 6 to 9 months, maybe 10 months. They'll go through that kind of rebellious stage where they'll get kind of hard-headed, won't listen to you at times, but then they'll jump back to normal. Also, like I said, I mentioned their ears. That's basically it though, man. Your dog could get real lanky. Sometimes they might go through the little growing pains. And that's what I meant by when I said the awkward phase and what I experienced in my dogs. That's basically it. And Nova really had more of the growing pains than Zeus. But dealing with what I knew with Zeus, I knew what to do with Nova. And basically that's all it is, man, don't overexert your dog. As far as if you're gonna exercise your dog, don't overexert them, especially while they're growing. Make sure that everything is balanced. If you're gonna work them out, do it in moderation, especially while they puppies, because you could mess up something as far as their joints. They might pull something, because keep in mind they still growing. So that's what you want to keep in mind. And like I say, man, I think I done covered everything. If I haven't, then I'll come with a later video. But anyway, man, it's Calvin with Zooland Barbers. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and y'all take it easy.